KC1I here once again. We had a issue a little bit earlier when I turned the high voltage on. The power supply wouldn't come up to 4,000 volts. It kind of came up to about an amp and kind of hung there, and the grid meter started to go negative. I don't know what that was all about. I had done some preliminary testing and then took this chassis and mounted it in the cabinet that it's going to slide into, and brought it back here, and it acted up. I've since taken it apart, blew out all the cavities, you know, the compartments, make sure there's no metal anywhere, and did some ohm meter tests and high voltage connections and yada yada yada, and it's working. So I don't know what happened. That's yeah, who knows. But we're located in the garage. We're on 20 meters, excuse me, 15 meters at this point, 21,400. Gonna tap a little CW here. We'll let the radio do it. I have some CW stored in memory for our contest, just to give you an idea on how these the peak reading on the meters work out, and power supply sag. We are located. I keep saying located. Yeah, have another drink. 1,500 watts right now, 60 watts in, and power supply sag isn't too bad from 4 kV. We are pulling 1,500 watts, keep in mind. If you look at the peak reading on the milliamp meter, we're below 750 by a long shot. And the grid current is, oh, I don't know, peaking at 40 mils, something like that. So there's a lot more headroom on this band. This would probably do $2,000. But I'm not going to chance it. We don't need 2,000. Legal limit's 1,500. I'm absolutely out of my mind happy that we have that. The tube is acting like one would expect. It's a used tube. It's a 4CPX 1500A7. A regular 8877. Typical maximum drive is roughly around 65 watts. So that's what we are. Here, 60 watts in, and keep in mind that radio is on a very small power supply at this point, a 12.5, I think it's maybe 12, 13 amp power supply. So it might be saying 65, but it might not be. So, you know, on the big supply in the house, we might have a little crisper output. But anyway, for the most part, the amp is working. I've been playing with this thing for the last hour and a half. The dummy load is it's warm, not hot by any stretch of the means. Blood warm, I'll say probably about 100 degrees, maybe 105 degrees, 110, somewhere in there, but not hot at all. So I think we're going to be okay. So hey, thanks for watching, all the guys down the radio club. I know I kind of drive you guys nuts with all these videos and emails, but as you know, I've been fighting this thing tooth and nail for the last month, spending countless hours in this garage trying to dial this thing in. And you know, you see some of these amps on YouTube, single band amps, and single band amps are a lot easier to deal with than multi-band stuff, and you know, those guys have a lot more experience than I do, so kudos to them. You know, I fix cars for a living, so this is kind of big for me. So anyway, catch you later on. KC1I. Gonna go pour me a stiff drink. Happy New Year, everyone.